stories as we see them coming. And an interesting little one I know Dave touched on yesterday, just to pad it out a bit, seems to be this story of the young fella from Salford who was club agreed on a deal with Arsenal, but didn't have personal terms, and has chosen instead to come to Liverpool. I'm on Liverpool.com here now to check out their version of it by Matt Addison. Headline is Liverpool beats Arsenal to highly prized transfer as a striker set for medical. Liverpool has agreed to sign the 17-year-old Salford City striker Will Wright, with the player undergoing a medical ahead of a move after he turned down Arsenal. Now, most people are just having a great old laugh at the fact that he turned down Arsenal for Liverpool, and who might get in the way of such delightful schadenfreude? Lay into it with a vengeance. Why wouldn't you? I'm generally speaking pretty much to blame for an awful lot of the upbeat stuff that's going on around Liverpool, especially in the transfer market, and have said things on shows recently where I was looking at myself as I was saying them and going, is that you? Because I do have this incredibly upbeat, positive feeling about the way things are going and our hopes for next season. I got a little bit of a land yesterday. Sorry for the detour, but you'll indulge me. When I looked at a potential City lineup for the season to come. Now, others are better placed, perhaps, I certainly will believe they are, to deal with talking to you about how that 11 might operate in terms of systems, in terms of styles of play, all within the usual Pep blanket or umbrella. And maybe they might be able to find fault with some parts of it or pull it apart a little bit. But for me, it looked pretty damn awesome. And there is depth in that squad as well. And it's very tempting, I think, given last season, to just write City off and say they're a busted flush. And that's not going to be the case. So it is important to recognise that I think you have to admit Liverpool must embrace the role of being favourites, given the transfer business that we've done and the fact that we are the current champions. But there is a big argument to be made for the fact that City should be favourites, given their incredible record of winning the bloody thing and their ridiculous amount of resources, to wit, their transfer spend, which dwarfs Liverpool's, and in terms of net spend. And if we go on to make the sales that we're going to make, we'll continue to do so, whether we bring in Alexander Isak or not. So it's important, I think, to acknowledge a few things like that. But it's lovely, isn't it, that a kid like this is saying, two of the biggest clubs in the country want me, and I'm going to go to the biggest of the two. To continue Matt's article, Liverpool agreed a deal for the 17-year-old Salford City forward Will Wright, who is about to undergo his medical. Arsenal had been in for the player, who has been a prolific scorer throughout his teenage years, but Wright preferred to remain in the Northwest and was also impressed by Liverpool's pitch. Yeah, it's not the geography, lads. He's coming to Liverpool because it's Liverpool. The deal is understood to be worth around $266,000 initially. That's dollars, for reasons best known to Liverpool.com, with add-ons potentially to come on top of that, £200,000 or so. Wright will play for Liverpool's under-21 side when he arrives in Kirkby, and the team will be managed by the former Wales boss Rob Page for the upcoming campaign. Interesting stuff, I think you'll agree. It's understood that while the Gunners offered more money in both transfer fee and salary, Liverpool has emerged as the player's preference. He feels that now is the right time to take the step in his career. And you would have to say, wouldn't you? It probably says quite a lot about the kid himself, that he has said, I'm not going to build my career like I'm playing Football Manager or, FIFA. I'm going to go to the very top and back myself to make it there. I think that says a lot about this kid. Of course, it does upset me a little bit that any money is going towards Salford City and Gary Neville and the boys, but whatever. Interesting stuff. Goes on then to talk a little bit about Rob Page as well. And it's a good article. Talks about Rob's most recent achievements, including guiding Wales to the last 16 of Euro 2020 and qualifying for the 2022 World Cup as well. No mean feat, I think, for a country as comparatively small as Wales. So fair play. A good story to get us going. And for the record, This Is Anfield has that as well, as does Anfield Index. So take your choice there. Pick your poison, as it were. The next story that I wanted to go to is about, well, let's just say it's Alexander Isak related, because there is talk at the moment that Isak has excluded himself from training and anything to do with being around the ground. Obviously, his teammates are away and stuff like that, but he has apparently decided not to go in around St. James's Park. Again, you have to take these things with a pinch of salt. We saw the dog walking stories that Michaela was talking about a couple of days ago. And again, you have to take all that stuff with a pinch of salt. A lot of people pointing out that was an old photograph, etc., etc. All of it is just color, isn't it, to the obvious picture that's here, which is of a player who wants away and has a preferred destination, and a club who does not want to part with their prized asset and yet can see the dollar signs in their eyes, as a lot of people will when it comes to Liverpool at the moment. They may think that they can get us to pay whatever they want. It's still amazing to me that the Rodrygo stuff goes on, and that's kind of where I wanted to go next, to be honest, because it's just such a strange story. And this is, and I'm skipping ahead to go to AnfieldIndex.com here because it's the first place I saw it. This is the report that Rodrygo, rated at £84 million, wants to join Liverpool. And this was under the heading Journalist Reports, or Journalist says that 84 million forward wants Liverpool. The subheading here, in Chloe Williams' article, Rodrygo interest grows as Liverpool eye elite reinforcements. Rodrygo waiting on a Liverpool move. As Liverpool navigate a pivotal summer window, the club's recruitment strategy continues to stir excitement. While focus remains on Alexander Isak and the complex nature of that particular record-breaking deal, attention is now turned back towards a long-standing target in Rodrygo. According to Spanish journalist, here he is, Ramon Alvarez, the Real Madrid forward is currently waiting for an offer from Liverpool, and that's a quote. Despite interest from Tottenham Hotspur, Rodrygo is understood to have a strong preference for Anfield, which could provide Liverpool with a significant edge should they opt to act. So I've heard, I think, Dave Davis make mention of this. I'm sure Dave has on his show. I just don't recall a recent one where he said it specifically. But maybe we should allow ourselves to smell the roses a little bit here, because it's not often that things are this good. It's just sort of unrelentingly good. I saw a few, I won't say a few, because you are the discerning Anfield Index listeners and less likely to have wee running down your legs at a minute's notice, less likely to soil your own underwear at the drop of a hat. But it was quite remarkable to see the amount of gloom and doom over a result in a pre-season friendly where the team gets changed entirely at halftime, and is literally there for a run out. People analysing our defensive frailties based on that. It's daft, lads, is what it is. That's daft. But, fair play if that's what you want to do. My point is, let's just, like I said, enjoy the smell of the roses while it's available. I mean, we can all sort of lean into negativity if the season starts badly. I mean, I'll join you. But right now, we've got this high-level Real Madrid attacker who, granted, is maybe not a specific favourite or preferred option for the new manager there, an ex-Red in Xabi Alonso. But that does not make him any less of a footballer, any less of an attacker. It makes him less of a choice for Xabi Alonso. And he wants to come to Liverpool. And Florian Wirtz looked around at every big club in the world and he wanted to come to Liverpool. We just heard about that young kid who had his pick of most people's two favorites for the title, completely ignoring City, which I said earlier on is a really daft thing to do. He wanted to come to Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike, we heard the stories, had his options, but all he really wanted was the phone to ring and for someone from Liverpool to be on the end of that. And you don't need to be a genius to work out how much Kirkez and Frimpong wanted Liverpool. It's a lovely, lovely situation for us to be in, the destination club. We have, in very, very recent times, not been that. Yeah, we've been the next level down, and we were for an awful lot of the early part of Klopp's revolution at the club as well. But now, thanks to the work that he did over the years, the status that we've gained in the game through the hard work done by him and his squad, and it being built on in the most spectacularly impressive fashion by Arne Slot in his first year by winning the bloody league, we are now the destination club. Lean into that, enjoy that.
Right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts, and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the Great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at anfieldindexpro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.